What's going on, my hungry humans, and welcome back to the Hungry Road. Thank you for tuning in. If it's your first time seeing my face, please go and smash the subscribe button and like the video while you're at it. I appreciate it. Greatly helps me out. We are marching toward 2,500 subscribers. We might have hit it by now. Doesn't matter. But anyway, the rental of the week is the 2023 Hyundai Sonata SEL Plus. This is the 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. You get three kinds of engines. Don't worry about it. We'll get to that stuff in the future. But this is such a leap forward for Hyundai. Do you remember like the original Hyundais, like the early 2000s? Were they out in the 90s? I don't even remember, but they kind of came out of nowhere. Like Hyundai and Kia have made such a huge leap in the designs of their cars, the technology in their cars, and like they're really like wedging their way in like where they really need to be. So I'm gonna go over a lot of the features of the car here, but it's a pretty standard sort of, is this full size, is mid size? I think this is more on the mid size. I think that the Hyundai, like the whatever, you know what I'm talking about. But this does share a platform with the Kia K5. That's also a very brand new kind of car with edgy styling and stuff like that. You're gonna hear me use the word edgy a lot in this video because that's what I feel about this car. So the Hyundai Sonata comes in 5 different trim levels. I'm drawing a blank on one of them, but I know it's SEL, SEL Plus, then there's the N line, which is like the sporty package, then there's like the limited, which is kind of like the luxury whatever. But again, like I mentioned, this has the 1.6 liter single turbo inline 4-cylinder engine, makes about 180 horsepower and like 180 foot-pounds of torque. That's not a lot of power at all. I mean, the car does weigh about 3,300 pounds, but you get less power in the turboed version of the car than the non-turbo. So the non-turbo comes standard on like the 2 lower trims. You get a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder engine, but that makes like 190 horsepower. Again, it's 10 horsepower, but like, why am I getting less horsepower with a turbo? I don't know. Don't worry about it. But anyway, but the top tier on the N line, the sport version, you get a single turbo, 2.5 cylinder, 4-cylinder engine, the same inline, whatever, 4-cylinder, but with a turbo attached to it, and that makes 280 horsepower. Now that's a good number. For a car that doesn't weigh much, that's a good number. But this one does get up and get moving, but it's not really supposed to. It's like a point A to point B car, but to be comfortable and all that stuff. So in that last clip, I started talking about the rims, and then I went on a tangent about stuff I didn't even want to talk about, but it's flowed, so that I'm leaving it in there. But yes, some of the noticeable styling cues. We have this chrome strip that starts at the very front of the car. It runs along the entire length, splitting here at the A-pillar, going over the top and wrapping around. I absolutely love that. It's a very subtle but bold use of the chrome. We also have chrome on the handles as well. These are keyless, but we'll get to that in a second. I see tangents, man. So much stuff comes to me at one time. But yes, this is in red. Ultimate red is the name of the color. That's it. I think it's a beautiful color. It is popping right now in this Michigan sunshine. But there are 7 colors to choose from. All of them are free except for white. $400 more for white. Why would you pay an extra $400 for white when you can have red or navy or silver or gray or jet black? I don't know. Maybe it's a way of deterring you from choosing white. We need more bold cars on the road, just like this one right here. But yes, like I mentioned, 18-inch wheels are stock on the N line and on the SEL Plus that I have here. You can upgrade to 19-inch rims when you get the limited. I really hope I have that right. But the SEL and the other trim below it, you start with 17-inch rims with a really thick tire. It looks terrible, but this is a nice fitting set of wheels in this car. Looks absolutely beautiful. Black mirrors, black roof, huge panoramic sunroof right here. It goes from here to here. Very, very nice styling cues. And we have some stuff here on the back, some crazy, I feel like, you know what, when we get to the back, I'll talk about those. So let's discuss the front end here of the Sonata. I think Hyundai overcompensated. This grille is entirely too large for this car. When I look at this car, I see Wario from Super Mario Brothers. He had that big gigantic smile, or was it a smile? It was a grin or whatever. But this is too much. Like the grill actually, well, the actual radiator intakes are all here, and this is just plastic stuff. I mean, there's some air flowing through there, but like all of this is like nothing. It's fake. I think it's too much. Maybe if the car were wider or bigger or taller, this would fit because there'd be more car for it to fit into. Anyway, moving on. What I do love are the running lights. So you can't really see them right now in the daytime, but this whole piece is the running light. It goes all the way here, But wait, there's more, and goes all the way back up here and actually fades into the chrome that continues onto the rest of the car. I think that is so cool. This running light goes like a third of the way up the hood. It is a little bit obnoxious and edgy. That's why I'm saying edgy. It's crazy. Nice, beautiful looking lights in here. Nothing too crazy about it. These look expensive. I ain't gonna hold you up. We have this little, just like more fake grills. Like you could throw a fog light in here or something, or down here or whatever, but I don't see them. Let's move on over here. We do have the grill right here. This does have adaptive cruise control. I mean, that's kind of standard now. That's one thing I do like about Hyundai and Kia. They include a lot of features into their car. I remember I rented a Kia one time and it was full self-driving, sort of. It full is like an asterisk. Anyway, so yes, big logo to go into that big giant grille. Nice little splitter down here. I like how it's black, kind of splits with the colors a little bit right there. But yeah, man, it's pretty solid. The hood's pretty straight. Like some crimpy lines here to add a little edginess to the hood. But yes, that grill, too much. Not done. There was some stuff that I missed. So we do have an air intake right here, which helps air pass through and come out up in here. But the air that does get up in here can cause turbulence. So we have one of these guys, I'm sure there's an official name for it, which helps alleviate the air pressure as the wheel is spinning. So it helps with aerodynamics and fuel efficiency. Speaking of fuel efficiency, well, I'll wait for that until we get to the engine part right here. But yes, the turn signals. Check this out. Hit the button, boom. Just, it's such a crisp, clean, I love it. I wish it was the whole thing. That'd be crazy, but nope, it's just this little guy right here. All right, let's check out the back end here of the Hyundai Sonata. It is a much cleaner back end. There's no giant grill back here, but look how crisp and, like, I want to call it minimalistic. There's some edginess going on back here, but check the running light out. Starts up here, goes to the right, says, I'm going down, and then continues all the way over to the other side of the car. I think that's beautiful. That's like really standoutish. That's crazy. This is stuff you see on like supercars. Love how they put it in here. And we have the giant logo up top here, the actual model name right there. And you know how I feel? The license plate is down below. Get out of the way of this stuff, man. You know, man, who needs license plates anymore, man? No big deal. Don't come from me in the comments. Reflectors down here. And we got the single. I wish they would give it dual exhaust. The only version or the trim level of the Sonata that gets dual exhaust is going to be the N-Line because it has that bigger engine. So you have pipes on either side, look just like this, but this is fine. It's subtle, it's whatever. It's not so racy and stuff like that. We have the trim level right here, the 1.6T, so what kind of engine it's in it. Backup camera, nice little sort of ducktail spoiler going on right here. And let's talk about these things right here. So they're supposed to be for like aerodynamics. If you think about a plane's wing, it's shaped a certain way so that air going over it has a lesser pressure than what's underneath it, and that forces the wing up, forces the wing to go up. Makes sense? It's called lift. These things are supposed to have the same pressure on both sides, so that keeps the car straight. Ain't no way you going fast enough in this 180 horsepower Hyundai Sonata to where this is gonna make a difference. So this is interesting. This is like edgy. I feel like this is stuff teenagers put on their cars just because you can stick it on and call it good. Like, this is unnecessary. These don't need to be here. You could have put something else here, maybe some chrome, or I don't know, black it out. It is blacked out, but like, I don't like these little things here. There's like 6 of them. Like, for what, man? For what? Here she is, the monster under the hood, the 1.6 liter inline 4-cylinder turbo engine. I like how Hyundai didn't like design a cover to go over it. It's just out here, it's raw. It's like, yo, take me as I am, it's all good. But the engine looks relatively small, and I kind of like that. So if you're gonna work on your own car, you can do that. You have room up front, or that's probably for a room for the bigger engine to go in these things. There's also a hybrid Sonata available. That one wasn't for rent, so I didn't rent that one, but this one is just fine. Now, the transmission. All the trim levels have an 8-speed automatic transmission. That's fine. Nice and fuel efficient. 27 miles per gallon in the city, 37 miles per gallon on the highway, about 31 miles per gallon average. That's kind of what I've been getting. Now, the N-Line, that gets an 8-speed dual clutch, a wet dual clutch. I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what dual clutch is, but like a wet dual clutch? I thought all transmissions use some sort of lubricant. I don't know, but I would love to get my hands on an N-Line, because that thing, the more I read about it, I'm like, wow, this thing is probably pretty quick and pretty nimble. All right, so here are the keys to the Hyundai Sonata. Nothing crazy. I do like the brushed aluminum finish on them, Logo on the back, nothing crazy. Got a little bit of weight to them. We do have lock button up top, unlock. Then we have the hole for the trunk button, hole for the horn. I like that. I can press this all day and it's not gonna make any noises. Like in my, you ever press the horn button in your pocket? It's like, oh, my car alarm's going off. I hate that. You gotta hold it down and then you get the horn. All right, see what happens? See that's annoying. We're never doing that again. And we have the remote start down here at the bottom. But like most cars, keep the keys in your pocket. Walk up to the car and then put your hand inside the door. All right, it unlocks for you. And if you want to lock the car back, see that little square right there? Push it and the car locks. One of my gripes with this, it feels like there's a little bit of a delay. Some other products I've used, as soon as my hand touches the handle, the car unlocks. This one, there's kind of like a delay. Watch. See? Same thing with locking it. Watch. See, I don't know. There's like a little bit of a delay. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. Maybe it's a safety feature. All right, let's take you on a tour of the interior. We're gonna open the handle up here. Nice big door handle. But again, well, not again, first time I'm saying it, it's a pretty standard interior. This is not a luxury vehicle. This is a mass-produced, whatever, made to point A to point B, be cheap. These start at like $30,000 or $25,000 for the SEL version and go up from there. But yes, we got that same chrome. Kind of looks like the headlight or the tail light, doesn't it? Very, very cool. A Bose sound system. Tweeter up there, nice speaker down there. We got a few more in there. But yeah, pretty simple. One thing I don't like, this is how you have to close the door. Let me demonstrate. I'm gonna get in here. I'm like, all right, it's way out there. I gotta reach way out here and like grab out here because I can't like grab here. It doesn't feel comfortable. I don't want to grab here, so I don't like grabbing way out here. I want to grab a door handle, like it. I don't know. So I don't like that. But while we're in the car, we got our vents over here. Got some brightness controls, lanes or departure warning, parking brake, trunk button, traction control, hood down there. Nothing crazy. Vents. More vents over here, but I love this digital dash. 12.3-inch digital dash display. It is super high res, super crispy. Let's play around with it here. I mean, the screen is just so crispy. You get a little glare from the sun. I mean, so this thing will actually like monitor your driving. Why is it telling me that? I don't care. Now it's reset. Oh my God, why is it doing that? Because the door's open. I'm gonna close the door. I've never seen that warning before. I put my foot on the brake. Okay, maybe that helps. So anyway, you have your attention level. It'll monitor how you're driving. It'll recommend to you like take a break or have some coffee or something like that. Fuel off to the left. You have your speedometer, tachometer, and we have this little thing here. It lets you know there's a car in front of you or anything like that. And while I have the screen up, I want to go over to drive mode. So we have a drive mode selector right here. You have two screens. You have this normal screen, and we put it in sport mode by pressing it up. Look at that graphic. Everything turns red and gets all like mean and angry. It's cool. But yes, if you put it back into the regular mode, it just looks normal. Smart is the exact same thing. If you go to custom, it's the same thing. But sport is the only one that makes it change like that, makes it look a little bit more aggressive. Steering wheel is pretty straightforward. You have your voice commands and your phone and stuff over here. Volume buttons right here. We have your track skip. You have to push down to go to the next track, and you push up to go backwards the track. I think it's backwards for me, how I feel it should be. Moving on. Logo in the middle. We have your menu to go through up here, so you can press this guy right here. Tension level, and then you can scroll through it. Tire pressures, yada yada yada, a whole bunch of stuff that I am just impressed with how crisp the display is. I love the way it looks. Here you go again with that. Push your foot on the brake. I don't know. Anyway, we have your steering. So this is I'm going to demonstrate this later on in the video to see this is actually self-driving, but that's probably lane keep assist. And this is over here is like your distance between the car in front of you. All right, check out this giant screen. Where does it start? Where does it end? I love how the screen is integrated into this big sort of cosmetic piece here. I don't like that it's just it's just a screen is sitting up on a dash. It could have been integrated into the whole whatever better. But when you turn the car on, this is how it comes. Media off, no radio starts playing. You have to turn the radio on every time you start the car. I'm not sure if it's an option, but that's my experience with it so far. It's my third day with it. So go ahead and press the screen, slide over. Very, very responsive. Check that out. I mean, that's pretty good. That's almost cell phone level. Like, it's smooth too. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is all standard. You know, there's different modes in here, valet modes and stuff. I'm not gonna play with all this stuff. I mean, you can when you get yours, but it's solid. Volume knob is up here, and let's go down below. We have your climate control, so all of it's done right here. We do have dual zones. If I turn this one over here, now we have dual zone climate control. You want to sync them up? Just press the sync button right there. Pretty standard, straightforward. AC, recirc, all that stuff. Here's your heated seat. You get 3 levels. Push it up to turn it on, pull it down to turn it off. Your fan speeds, you can change your direction and stuff like that. You know, no big deal. And the passenger has their heated seat. Turn the climate control off. Boom. Very, very simple. I mean, that's straightforward. Oh, yes. And we have the engine stop button. Kind of hidden down there. Nice little aluminum silver button right there. No big deal. Moving down below, we do have sort of like a media center sort of thing. So, of course, we have your normal cigarette lighter. I mean, no one's using these cigarette lighters anymore. 12-volt outlet. No big deal. We have this IQ thing. I think that's IQ. I'm not sure. But it's on the wireless phone charger as well. And it says NFC. So, I'm not sure what sort of communication is necessary for this car. I haven't explored that option. Maybe I should, but I'm not interested in it. We have a USB-C here, USB-A, pretty straightforward. And check out the gear selector. This is really cool. I like how this is designed. It almost feels like, I don't know, I'm typing on a keyboard or something. So we have your park, reverse, neutral, drive. Just like any other car, you put your foot on the brake and you press the D, and you get the D up there, no big deal. You can press neutral, car goes into neutral. Put the car in reverse, no big deal. Nice, decent backup camera as well. Let's check out some of the camera angles. We can take the back out there. That's like a top, you know, looking straight down. So if you want to back into like a parking spot or make sure the line is there or at the back of the car, you can do that. And we have like a fisheye lens sort of situation there. And, oh, that was it, yeah. Those are the only 2, so that's fine. Check out some of these settings here. Yeah, this is nothing even worth going through. Yeah, that's fine. There's all kind of things you can change up in here, but it's good. This is a decent backup camera. Let's go back into park. Press the park button. No big deal. Park engage. And let's go back to the digital gauge for just 1 second. I like how much information is given to you. So if you turn the lights on or off, it tells you auto, daytime, full, off. No other car does that. It just throws the logo or whatever, the little symbol, like that one up there at the top. It just throws that up there. I like that. Same thing for the wipers. Look, here are the wipers on the side here. If I, do it this way. If I twist the wiper like this, now wipers are intermittent. And I can change, look, so I'm twisting the, this thing here, like the different speeds or whatever, or the delay. And look at the blue line. It's showing me how often they're gonna wipe. I think that is so cool. And if you want to go crazy in the rain, there's low. And then for those annoying people who have their wipers on full blast when it's not raining at all, there it is. But I just like how much information this car gives you for everything. We do have some storage off to the right over here. Just pull it. It doesn't seem to be lockable. I don't see like a keyhole or anything on it, but pull it down. Plenty of space in there. We have cup holders here, and this place is perfect for your cell phone. You can it sits right in here and it stands up. I use it all the time, keeps it out the way. And we have a little storage unit back here. There's a little clip or a little switch right here. Pull that back, take a look. There's absolutely nothing in there. So there's all the USBs are up front there, but that's fine. Plenty of storage in here, no big deal. But yes, the front is decent. I mean, it's uneventful. Oh, and there's one thing I wanted to mention. See the red piping in this black interior? That is standard. You cannot get any other color of interior. No matter what color you chose out on the exterior, you're gonna get that red stitching with this black interior, which I think is kind of foul, but whatever. Let's move up top here. We have a beautiful panoramic sunroof. I mean, pretty standard stuff. Switches right here, no big deal. Got the lights. This one, turn the door on. Oh yeah, one thing I do want to mention, the visors. So most of the time, you pull the visor down, you pull it open, and you get a light. Hi. You get like a little light in here. Ain't no light. The light up here. So you want the light, then you turn it on. I'm like, why don't you just give us the light automatically? I want that's a money saving thing, but we're going to shut this right now. That's very, very interesting to me. All right, guys, we're in the back seat here of the Sonata, and I have plenty of room. This can't be mid-size or intermediate. I mean, I guess the Genesis would be considered full size, but that's like another leaps and bounds. I don't know. We're not even gonna. Anyway, plenty of room back here, like all of this room. But one funny thing, there's a storage pocket on the passenger seat, but not on the driver's seat. What if they want to store something over there? I mean, you got storage in the door beneath the speaker, but you can't get much in the door. And again, these stupid door pulls, like it's just a weird feeling with pulling the door shut. I have a window switch, no big deal. Oh, S-word handle, my little reading light, coat hook. The sunlight comes through the roof. I mean, it's pretty uneventful. Even the middle passenger has a headrest, not bad. I have to share the driver's climate control back here. We do have some vents, no big deal. USB-A down here, but that's kind of the gist of it. Let's fold down the, see, now there's no string for me to pull to fold down the armrests. Here we go. Yeah, man, got some cup holders here. Nothing crazy. Yeah, that's about it. In a little corner window. That's about it back here, dog. Now to get into the trunk, I couldn't actually locate a button back here at all. I looked all over the place, but like I showed you the trunk button up in the front earlier, and now we have the key here. We're just gonna hold the button down and step back. The trunk will open all the way up. It is not motorized. You have to shut it yourself, but it's a decent sized trunk. Not much else going on in here. We do have, looks like a, is that 40-60? What's it, like 30-70 split down there. And you want to put your seats down, just put a little lever up here. I don't need to demonstrate that. Decent sized trunk. Oh, got a lot of glare there. Decent sized trunk. And let's look underneath here, see what's here. We got a little tab we can pull up on. Boom, spare tire. If you didn't have it in there, you had more space, but that's fine. Decent sized trunk. I like it. Let's go ahead and shut it here. Sometimes the cars have like a little handle you can pull. Not here. They just left me hanging. Huh? Shut it from the outside. Dirty your fingers up. All right, guys, we're inside the Hyundai Sonata. Foot on the brake. Press the nice aluminum start button. Hear that 1.6 liter engine roar into life. I got a feeling it's gonna be a quick one. But like I said, I love the way the gears are spread out. It's so cool. It's like a little control center. I'm pressing buttons. I'm flying a plane or something. Anyway, press my little button. Let's get going. First thoughts. This feels like a pretty sort of average car. It's not too soft. It's not too hard. I mean, it's not fast. We all know that. But that's really all I have to say about it. It is fairly quiet in here. As far as engine noise and road noise, I did notice the glass is pretty thick. I don't know if I've seen glass as thick as that as I've seen on other cars before. Let's go ahead and proceed here. But it feels very easy to drive. I can point it, I can stay in the lanes, not a big deal. Put my foot down, car goes. Put my foot on the brake, car stops. Point A to point B kind of driving with this car. It's, like I said, uneventful, nothing special. Blind spot detection, get the little crash symbol over, not a crash, but like it's a picture of a car and like radar lines coming off it. And like, yeah, it's pretty standard, it's very easy to see. The area seems just a little small, smaller than what I'm used to. Slide over here. And something I'm paying attention to is blinker noise, because I hate the noise in my Ford Taurus show. I hate it. I don't even want to use the blinkers because that's how much I hate the noise. It's a really small thing to be like picky about, but I don't like the noise. This noise here, fairly simple, it's easy, it's softer. It's not like a, you know, all in your ear. I don't know if you can hear it. Subtle. You know your blinkers on. I love the little digital dash here. There's so much going on with it, you know. It's just the resolution on it is so high, so crisp. It's like a 4K screen I'm looking at, you know, for all this information. It is excellent. All right, so we're on the highway now. I'm gonna set up my cruise control. I'm doing 70. Let's go up to 75 real quick. Nice, beautiful speedometer I'm looking at. Press the cruise button. Okay, let's look at some animation here. All right, so I see a resume, cancel, and set. Let's go and set it. All right, 75 miles an hour. I can take my foot off the gas. Cool, it's doing this thing. I see my following distance is set at, looks like 2 car lengths. Let's move it down to 1, up to 3. So 2 car lengths is fine. Cool. All right. And now I'm gonna press the steering button. And let's see what that, I press the steering button. Okay, the car is now steering itself. I see the wheel doing a little dance here. But this is pretty cool. I want to see it yell at me. I want to see what it's gonna say from not touching the wheel. But this is relaxing. Like if I'm in traffic, the car can steer itself. If she sees the Tesla in front of me, ironically, the car is like shaking and wobbly a little bit. Okay, keep hands on steering wheel. So if I touch the wheel, it doesn't register. I have to add pressure. Okay, so I have to add pressure to the wheel. So if I sit back and probably just lean on it a little bit, then it'll probably do this the entire ride. So the car has now slowed down to 66 miles an hour because that's what's happening. It's keeping 2 car lengths in front of me. What more could I ask it to do? This is a great system. It's working really well so far. I like it. Like I said, I told you this was going to be fast. It's a solid car. It really is. The Hyundai Sonata for me is a point A to point B car. Someone who doesn't really care about cars, but they want a little bit of the extra edge, a little bit of extra technology. You know, the adaptive cruise control, the self-driving, these beautiful screens, that, and a little bit of edginess on the outside. I get it. I totally get it. And the car people want the N line. They want the power with all that stuff. Well, yeah, man. So I'm gonna try to get a 0 to 60 clip in here somewhere, but it's not gonna be very impressive. A little bit of an update. I don't feel entirely safe with the self-steering of this car. It's not like straight. Like I can hold the car straighter than the computer is doing. It's like kind of bouncing from one lane. Like you can. I don't know if you can see my body moving, but or the wheel moving, but it's supposed to be going straight. So I don't know if it's the sun. I have a theory. You know, you have the white lines on the road, but like the little patches of tar that the construction workers use to patch up like pieces of the road, like the little squiggly lines. I'm wondering if the car is reading those and is like confused. So that's just one thing I think is happening. I have to get over anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel this for now. Yeah, so that's just a little update. I don't know. I drove a Kia Soul one time and I had to set it for self-driving and it did wonderfully. It did better than what's happening right here. But I don't know. I'll try it again on the next highway. I have one highway to the other highway, and I'll update you again. Actually, we have a turn coming up, so let's go for it. Cruise and self-driving, steering. Set the cruise. Boom. All right, let's see what it can do here. Let's see. Following traffic, lane splitting up. Okay, it is going around the corner. Okay, let's give it a little tug. All right, not a bad turn. All right. See, this feels more stable. The lane's really wide too. And let's see what it's gonna try to do. Oh yeah, I gotta increase my speed since I set the cruise and it was the traffic was going slower. All right, here we go, hitting the turn. Okay, okay. This is interesting. Let's see what we got. So I have no lane on the left right now. Let's see what happens. It went straight. Okay. In the right. I handled it right. Now we're going through a construction zone. And okay. There are lanes there. It slowed down. It made the turn. Obviously, this car in front of me slowed down too. Not bad. Okay. Okay. It saved itself. Yeah, now it's tripping. Yeah, so it's not perfect by any means, but now we're back on like a more straight road and the sun's at a different angle. Let's see if it acts up. See, now it's not doing it. I wonder if that was the issue. It's doing 75 miles an hour, approaching the turn. Nice and smooth. All right, this is better. I wonder if the reflection, because this thing probably uses cameras or some sort of sensor to read the road and keep the lanes a certain distance away from the car or whatever on either side. and those little squiggly lines, they give off the same shine as the reflective paint of the road, then you'll have an issue. So that's very interesting. I wonder if that's been tested, if that's something that the engineers think of when they test these kind of cars. Because right now it's doing fine. I feel comfortable. It's solid. It's making this nice big sweeping turn. Yeah, we're in good shape. All right. So yeah, don't use the self-steering if you have the little. I mean, maybe you can use this. What are you doing? Okay, so yeah, maybe you can use the self-steering if the sun is not like at a super, because the sun was like straight at the road, like straight ahead. So it was a very odd situation. Who knew? All right, guys, I got a red light in front of me and a 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. I'm gonna mash it and see what happens. Foot to the floor. Wheel spin. This is hilarious. 60. They don't know what to do. I'm not even in sport mode. I'm just in regular mode. And like I mashed the pedal. It like took off. And it felt like, because it's a front wheel drive car, so it felt like the car lifted back a little bit and the wheels like lost some of its weight. So it spun the tires, and traction control didn't know what the hell was going on, and they're like, I don't know what to do. And then the weight came back and then it took off. But like, that's funny. I'm doing 70? I didn't know I was doing 70. It's a smooth power. I'm gonna do it again because that was actually pretty funny. And hopefully, maybe if I lean forward, you know, like I'm kind of big. If I lean forward, I can help keep the weight up front and keep the tires on the ground, and then we go real fast. Well, that's my time with the 2023 Hyundai Sonata 1.6T. The SEL Plus is what I deem this trend level to be. It is a great car for the money. It's not something I would want. I'm a bit of a flashy guy. If you don't know that yet, you should be smashing the subscribe button and liking the video if you made it this far. But yes, I love the paint color. I love the lights, except for the turn signals in the back. I love how Hyundai has packed so many features into this car and said, here, $34,000, you can have it all. Like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, the self-driving, these beautiful lights, except for that grill up front, the leather seats, the heated seats, I mean, the sunroof, the chrome, the 18-inch wheels. They put a lot, those screens, they put a lot of work and energy into this car, and I love it. It's packaged so well. It could be great for you, not for me. I want something a little more, something a little bigger. I don't know, something a lot faster, but that's okay. If you want one of these, you can pick them up probably anywhere, probably on the used market. Can you imagine? I wouldn't even rent this if this was like a 2004 or 2002 Sonatas. They were garbage. They were awful, but they were cheap cars. That's what Kia and Hyundai were about. We're making cheap cars, put them in your hand, and they ran forever. You know about the 100,000-mile warranty? I ain't got to tell you about it because that's how they advertise. That's putting a lot of, I don't know, something, emphasis, something, putting a lot of promise behind your product. And I like that. I mess with them. I used to work for Hyundai and Kia a long time ago. You guys don't know that. That's another story for another time. Maybe I'll tell us someday. But anyway, guys, again, smash the subscribe button if you haven't done it already. Like the video, and I look forward to the next rental I got. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Thank you.